Hey guys, it's Arena. Welcome back to Fantastic Korean Dishes, where we cook up simple but delicious Korean meals. Today we're going to be cooking Korea's favorite street food, and that is, you guessed it, tteokbokki. Now there's two kinds of tteokbokki. The first is a spicy version, and that's of course made from gochujang. That's probably the most popular one, and you can find it on the streets of Korea, and it's also a common one to make at home. The second one is gungjung tteokbokki, and this sauce is based on soy sauce. So it's savory, a little bit sweet, and it's great for young children. So we're going to be making both recipes, and we're going to make them both in under 15 minutes. I'm going to give you the simplest recipe that I can teach you guys. So if you guys are ready, let's get cooking. So the first kind we're going to be making is the spicy version. Now, of course, the star ingredient in tteokbokki is tteok. So you're going to need tteok, or rice cakes that look like this. They are white, a bit long, and cylindrical in shape. This is called garetteok. Okay, so we need 200 grams of garetteok. Next, we're going to prep our other ingredients. So we're going to need 3 cloves of garlic. Okay, so I'm just going to cut off the ends. They have a little sort of hard part at the end. We want to remove that. And using a large knife like this, I'm just going to put it on top of the garlic, and you just push down, or you just give it a nice whack. Okay, I'm going to try pushing it down, hit it a few times, and just smash the garlic under my knife. Great way to relieve your stress. Okay. I'm going to use my knife to just roughly mince the garlic. You know the minced garlic that you would typically get at the supermarket? That's really finely minced. That's not what we want. We want a little bit choppy, a little bit chunky, and then we're going to fry this in the oil and create a lovely garlicky oil. It's going to be so good. And our tteokbokki is going to be so flavorful. Next, we're going to need some fish cakes. Okay, fish cakes are also a very common ingredient in tteokbokki. So I'm just gonna fold them in half laterally like that, and then cut them at about 2 centimeters in width. Okay, we're gonna put that aside. And we are on to our last ingredient, and that is green onions. We're gonna need about 2 stems. We're gonna just chop the green onions in small rounds. We're gonna put most of this in the frying pan, and we're gonna save just a little bit for garnish at the very end. And it's gonna add a beautiful pop of color to the tteokbokki, which is gonna be like pretty much completely red. All right, we're gonna need some red pepper paste. You can get this at your local Korean supermarket. 2 tablespoons of red pepper paste. And red pepper paste is really thick, so I like to use a little spatula to get it off the spoon. Now in today's recipe, we are going to be using sugar, but not so much. We're just putting a tablespoon of sugar. I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon vegetable umami, and then we're going to give it a nice mix. Make sure you get that sugar to really dissolve. So we have all our ingredients prepped. We have our sauce ready. Let's head over to the stovetop. So we want our rice cakes to be nice and soft. I have a big pot of water boiling. I'm just gonna blanch it just for a few minutes. And an easy way you can do that is just use a strainer that's smaller than the pot, and just leave the rice cakes in the strainer. Okay, I'm gonna strain the water. Okay, put these to the side. So to a preheated pan, I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of grapeseed oil, or any vegetable oil of your choice. As long as it has a high smoke point, it's good. So once the oil is hot, I'm going to add my minced garlic into the pan. And then I'm going to bring the heat down to about medium heat. Now you don't want the stovetop to be too hot. That can bring out the bitter taste in garlic. We're going to do this for about a minute or two. Just make sure that the garlic doesn't burn. Next, we're going to put in our sauce first. We're going to put the gochujang sauce straight into the oil, and we're going to get an even more delicious flavor. The sauce is very important in tteokbokki. And we're going to fry that together with the garlic. Oh my goodness. So after about 30 seconds, we're going to add in the rice cakes. Oh, these are so tender and soft. And you want to mix it just so that the sauce is coating everything. And once everything's mixed together, we're going to add in the fish cakes. And the sauce is everywhere. We're going to add in about a half a cup of water. Okay, I'm going to bring the heat up just a little bit to medium high. Once that comes to a nice boil, okay, we're going to add in our green onions, but we're going to save maybe about a third just as garnish at the end. Oh, look at that. The green color is just absolutely beautiful in this. Amazing, amazing. Okay, I'm just going to fry it for a little bit longer. Okay. Turn it off, and we're going to plate it. That looks amazing. And then with the rest of the green onions, we're going to garnish it right on top. And then we're also going to put a little bit of sesame seeds on top. And there you have it. Spicy tteokbokki in less than 10 minutes. Next, we're going to make 궁중 tteokbokki. So this is a soy sauce-based sauce. It's savory and sweet, and it's very popular among kids. Let's start by mincing our ginger and our garlic first. So we're going to need about 1/5 of a ginger. And just cut it thinly. Now, ginger can have a very strong flavor, which some people don't like, so I'm just going to mince it nice and fine. And then we're going to mince a clove of garlic. Just going to crush it, okay, and give it a nice mince, okay? And then we're going to put it in the same bowl. Okay, so we're going to create the seasoning. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a little bit more. I put in 1 tablespoon of sugar or a sweetener of your choice, about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and then 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame seeds, but we want them crushed to really get out that flavor. And last but not least, we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of sesame seed oil, and then we're going to give it a nice mix. So our sauce is ready. We're going to prep the meat and put in a little bit of the seasoning as marinade. So we're going to need about 50 grams of beef, or slice it thinly, maybe about 0.5 centimeters to a centimeter in thickness, in width. So you have nice, long and thin pieces like this. Next, we're going to take our seasoning and put in a tablespoon. I'm just going to mix in the seasoning, and we're going to let that sit for about 5 minutes while we prepare the rest of our ingredients. Okay, we're going to need some onions. About 1/6 of an onion sliced thinly is nice. Next, we're going to put in about 1/10 of a carrot. So I'm going to cut maybe 2 or 3 slices of the carrot and then julienne them. So with shiitake mushrooms, I think they really go well with Korean dishes. I'm just going to use my hand to take out the stem. You have to be a little bit careful. I'm going to slice the stem thinly, and then I'm going to slice the rest of the shiitake mushroom nice and thin. And next, with the oyster mushrooms, you're just going to use your hands to peel them in half. I usually start from the top and then make my way down and peel them in half like this. So I'm just going to use a knife to remove the white part, the thick white part inside the bell pepper. And then I'm going to slice the red peppers thinly, lengthwise. And finally, we're going to need about 4 stems of green onions. Cut them in half and then chop them once I've put them together. It just reduces the number of times I have to slice. Okay, so we've pretty much prepped all our ingredients, and as you can see, look at that color. Look how beautiful that is, right? Now, mushrooms are very, very sponge-like, and they absorb so much oil. So it's nice to saute them without any oil first. My mushroom is starting to turn nice and golden. I'm going to bring it down to about medium-high heat. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of grapeseed oil. And then to that, I'm going to add my onions and carrots. And saute everything together. Oh, that smells so good. Next, we're going to add in the beef. And because our beef is so thin, it's not going to take much time to cook through. I'm going to add in our rice cakes. And then we're going to put in the rest of our sauce. Give it a nice mix. And at the last 30 seconds before we're done, we're going to add in our green onions and our red bell peppers. Give it a nice mix. And you're done. And then to garnish, we're going to add a pinch of toasted sesame seeds on top. Okay, so let's go have a taste. What should I start off with? Okay, I'm obviously going to get a tteok. Looks like I got a little bit of everything here. Look at that. Wow, that is so good. The tteok, the rice cake is so soft and chewy, and the sauce is perfect. It's not too salty, it's savory, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of nutty flavor from the sesame seeds. Wow, this is so good. I can see my kids loving this one. Okay, next we're gonna try this spicy one, the spicy tteokbokki. This is amazing. This is perfect for your friends who love spicy food. You know what? I think it would be amazing to serve like kimbap and then get your friends to dip the kimbap into this sauce. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's got such a nice kick from the garlic. The sauce is extra spicy, a little bit of sweet. It's perfect. So those are my 2 simple recipes for tteokbokki. We have one that's the tteokbokki right off the streets. It's extra spicy and it's great for when you're craving something really, really spicy. Next is the Gungjung tteokbokki. This is such a wholesome dish. It's got your protein, it's got tons of vegetables, and the flavor is nice and mild, sweet and savory. It's perfect for everyone in the family. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. Thank you so much for watching as always. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be back with another fantastic recipe next time. Bye!